Hey guys, we're watching Volgor's beer reviews, and this is an awesome find I got today. We're talking Kirin Ichiban. I got this at a Tri-Valley Market, Philomath. Kirin Ichiban is one of those world's most unique premium beers. The Ichiban Siribori process uses only the most flavorful portion of the finest ingredients, 100% malt, brewed for good times. And then aside, look what I found there. Under the strict supervision by Anheuser-Busch, Los Angeles, California, and Williamsburg, Virginia. Bush, come on, stay out of this. I don't care. As long as they don't screw it up, I guess. Yeah, and how much was this rare beer? $2.79. Yeah, it was under $3. Which is awesome. I gotta rotate this chair a bit. Alright. That worked. Okay. Twist off? Nope. I'm not gonna mess with the bic. I want to dig into this. There's the bottle cap. Smell. Oh, that smell. It smells just like Hoegaarden. If you don't know what Hoegaarden smells like, it smells like kind of like a Hefeweizen, but a little more, what, maltier? Or, I don't know. It definitely smells decent. Okay, and well, as that's settling, take a sip out here. And that's by far the best Japanese beer I've had. Or Asian beer in general. Most Asian beer just tastes the same. It tastes like a watery knockoff of Heineken. Not this. Now I'll pull out my phone and do the Beer Advocate. This is what it looks like. There we go. Very like a pale yellow, almost like a Busch, but less hairy. Not hairy, but you know. It's it's almost clear. It is clear and it's yellow, but you know it tastes better quality than Busch, but it's that very similar color. And no, it does not. It does not taste like Busch. It tastes absolutely nothing like Busch. Okay. Beer Advocate, Kirin Ichiban. Alright. I went to a grocery outlet in Corvallis, and they have some good stuff like that Beck's Dark, and I really like that, but I don't feel like spending $7.29 for something I've already had, and only 6 of them. But the one in Staten, supposedly, you can have just one. I mean, you can, break up a 6-pack. Okay, Beer Advocate gives it 6.2, poor score. The Bros get 57, awful. These people are retarded. Oh, jeez. The submitted average review is 2.62. 8 people want it, 49 people got it. 5% ABV. Style is American Pale Lager. And apparently there's a can version, which a lot of beers, you might think, oh well, duh, but a lot of beers I never see in a can. I just see the bottle. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Let's see an actual review. That's too much to read. It's not broken up. Wow, that's it? That's it? Wow. Not many people have reviewed this one. Okay, I got this because I found I don't like hops very well. It says 100% malt on the label. Well, I must say, I love this beer. And they gave it a 3.64 out of 5. That's not really love. That's like, that's you like it. You like it. You don't love it. It's kind of watery. It's very easy to drink. Light carbonation. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Hogarden. But that's German. Japanese beer and German beer taste almost the same. I don't know why. Well, I'd say I love this beer. I'm very surprised you can get this taste with no hops at all. I'll keep this in mind when I start brewing my own. 5% ABV, it's a nice beer to drink. It has what I'm looking for, which is opposite of a beer called Hopalicious. I usually like darker beers, but this has a blonde, pale ale look. It also, it reminds me a little bit of like Rolling Rock, but like way better. But that's just me. That's just, pieces of ideas that, I don't know. It's just me. It's just a thought. The smell tastes sweet malty, and I like it. Overall, it's pleasantly surprised, and look forward to my next bottle. Yeah, this place I went to is an amazing store. They have all kinds of beers. So like this one side, just 3 fridge doors are just nothing but I don't know what else to call them, fancy beers. They weren't just local. They weren't just import. And some stuff did not belong in there. Like there was a couple bottles of Mike's Hard Lemonade. Did not need to be in there. The aftertaste is kind of, I don't know, the difference of wet and dry. The dry is like you didn't drink anything, and wet, I don't know. Still trying to get that down, but it's just very simple and watery at the end. But at first, it's like you got your malt flavor. I don't know what else to compare it to. I've never. Like a Hefeweizen, I guess, but it's not a Hefeweizen because no wheat. It's not even cloudy, but it reminds me of Hefeweizen. I don't know why, but that's just me. This is like not the most informative and most informative review, but it's just things I can come up with. Well, how do I score this beer? Well, it's not overpriced. I mean, under $3. That's personally. That's what am I talking about? Personally, at $3, it's perfectly reasonable for a Japanese beer, or for any beer that's not from just Bud Miller Coors. However, it is under license, or what do you call it, supervision of Anheuser, but so is Red Hook. Pyramid might be. I don't think so, though. I have a Pyramid ball right here, and it doesn't say any mention of Anheuser. So maybe that's not. I heard that from some other person's YouTube video. So maybe Pyramid has nothing to do with Anheuser, but I know Red Hook does, Widmer does, Redbridge does, Omission, I'm pretty sure is by Anheuser. I mean, Anheuser owns half the beer fridge. If it's not Anheuser, it's Coors, but Coors and Miller. But Anheuser's got stuff you wouldn't even expect, like this, And yeah, it's pretty good beer. It's not a lot going on. It's very mellow, easy to drink beer. I don't understand all the hatred, all the bad reviews, and only one person really likes it. It's not bad. Yeah, it also kind of reminds me of Dos Equis, but I don't know why I'm saying that. It just kind of reminds me of it. This is way better than Dos Equis, but it just reminds me of that. Just an easy to drink lager, but this is an ale, I think. I don't know. What does it even say? On Beer Advocate it says it's a pale lager. Yeah, it's pale lager, so yeah. Between this and Dos Equis, I'd most definitely take this. It's got kind of the same like feel in the mouth as Heineken, like most Japanese beer or Chinese Asian beers, I should say. But it just has way more characteristic. It just tastes way. It stands out. You know, the only other beer I've had that tastes like this is Hoegaarden. All right, so it's time. I guess 10 minutes or 11 minutes. It's time to get to the chase. You know, what's my verdict? Under $3, about $3 for a 22 ounce, $2.79. That's perfectly reasonable. I'd say it's a 7.8. You know, it's not quite an 8, but you know, it's pretty darn close. To say this is as good as this, that's balderdash. Because this stuff is in my opinion better. Because you know it's got more going on, more in the flavor. But this, just because it's simpler doesn't mean it's worse. It's just not as up there in scale. It's like, here we go with one of my stupid analogies, but it's like I love old Japanese cars like Subarus, and then I love old American cars like Camaros and Impalas, and you know, all of them. But to compare the two, no, I think the old American cars kind of take the cake. But the Japanese cars, when I see an old Japanese car, it's like pristine. It's like, oh man, wow. But I don't know why. That's not the same. What am I talking about? This and that. This is a way simpler flavor and, you know, easier to drink, and, you know, it's just simpler. I wouldn't say bland, but just simpler and, you know, easier to drink. And that one, it's got orange in it, and it's probably a little more expensive, or probably about the same price. But it's just a little more going on. That's all I'm saying. And it's just, in my opinion, it's that much better. Also, compare, it's a more dramatic thing. It's like saying, I like PBR a lot. I guess, I can't remember what I rated it, but I'm probably guessing a 7.3 or something like that, or a 7.2. What, a low 7? Something like that, because I think it's not bad at all. It's an economy beer. It's just a plain, cheap economy beer. You say this is as good as this. I don't think so. I think this tastes better. But for the price, value, and everything comes along with PBR, I take this, you know. I'll drink this more often, definitely. Well, yes, but out of the PBR Rain Air Olympia, I drink PBR the least. Anyways, enough of this rambling, schmambling. I hope you understood that I like this beer. It's good. If you find it, definitely check it out. But if you don't like Japanese beers and you see this, it's still worth a shot. This is unlike any other Asian beer I've ever tried. Alright, so I'm done. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another beer.